Boom! What up, America? Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio, broadcasting live from the TireRack.com studios. TireRack.com. When we get there, unmatched selection, fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, over 10,000 recommended installers. TireRack.com. It's the way that tire buying should be. Okay, welcome in. We are still 2 days away from the Sweet 16. We are getting ready. We're ramping up for Major League Baseball season getting underway. Oh, we do have a Shohei Ohtani dilemma to discuss. And then, of course, we have some football news we need to get to. But here's what I want to do. Okay? I want to combine Caitlin Clark's win for Iowa. Hey, Caitlin Clark's win for Iowa. Pair it alongside that of Shohei Ohtani. Okay? And here's what I mean. I'll play for you. We'll discuss, actually. It's no point really in playing Shohei Ohtani's sound because it's the sound of an interpreter, a new interpreter, talking about the old interpreter. Right? But I do think that it's worth mentioning. If you watched Iowa and their win against West Virginia last night, and look, I understand. You're sitting there going, hey, Doug, yesterday you told us that people weren't as geeked about the women's tournament as they led us to believe, and now you're telling us you watched. Yeah, I watch sports. I love sports. I've been more into women's basketball than ever previous in my life. I'm going to be honest with you. I think a lot of the people who have said, they're more into it than the men's game, they're full of you-know-what. But nonetheless, I'm not going to sit here and deny that it's kind of a thing right now. Okay? But I would also point out that last night was a debacle. Like a debacle. Right. Iowa shoots 30 free throws. West Virginia shoots 5. And it was a tough, competitive, hard-fought game. And, here's the deal. I thought the officiating was atrocious. Now, I'm also willing to believe that if you're a women's official, this is the first time in your life when you officiate that you're going into atmospheres like this. Right? Literally, you're going into an atmosphere in which, in Iowa City, Caitlin Clark could run for mayor, could run for Senate, could run for governor, would win all of them. Okay? She's that popular. And the thing that women's basketball has going against it is the same thing that I think Shohei has going against him, which is it's no matter how your story plays out and if we believe your story, the fact is that all of women's basketball needs Caitlin Clark to be playing in the Final Four, or at least in the second weekend. It is an abject disaster to everyone had they lost last night. And so you want to believe that it's just a bad call, or maybe the refs were just overwhelmed. But in the back of your mind, or maybe not in the back of your mind, there's come on, man, we all know that Iowa's got to win this game no matter what. Right? It's just the reality of it. The sport depends on 22 in the Iowa jersey to be there. That's how popular she is. That's how important she is to the sport. All the other programs are dependent upon her. And West Virginia, hey, we're just trying to play a game, just trying to win it fair and square. And again, I'm not going to tell you there's anything illicit at work. Nothing illicit at work. But it's the appearance of it, or the idea in our back of all of our minds are the same, which is dude, they don't even have to make the call, but at some point, is there going to be a call made from up high? Hey, we got to have Caitlin Clark playing in the Final Four. And it's the same thing with Shohei. Right? I don't know if you know this, but ESPN can opt out of their deal with Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball's national numbers have been floundering. The World Series, we've seen it, team dependent, but lowest rated World Series of all time. And everyone is all in on the new Babe Ruth, on Shohei Ohtani. So when he says he had never bet on baseball, didn't know anything about it, money was stolen from, like, all of that, you're like, man, that poor guy. On the other hand, you're like, okay, Major League Baseball has to have Shohei Ohtani playing. He cannot be suspended. He cannot be a gambling addict. He cannot be losing millions of dollars, and they cannot be sitting him down. It's just too big a black eye for a sport because everybody's all in on Shohei. So I want to believe Shohei was just naive. Shohei was taken advantage of because I have no cause to think that he's a liar previously. I have no cause to think that the officials in the Iowa-West Virginia game had any desire to see Iowa win. But there's so much money at stake. It makes it really hard to believe. And again, I understand this is people's credibility, right? I mean, this is everything to Shohei Ohtani. If he's lying about this, like, no credibility ever. And really, that's what Tim Donaghy did for NBA basketball. Is the officials have no credibility because you had a guy who said, "Hey, look, I helped, shave points. I helped these outcomes take place." So I guess the question is, do you believe Shohei? I don't even know if it's do you want to believe Shohei, but it's can you admit that whether it's other stories that you've heard or just the overwhelming belief that so many people are so financially invested that you can't derail it now, that they're just covering for him. I'll just go on record. I believe him. I believe him. I have no cause to not believe him. I understand all of those things, but I do. Maybe it's I want to believe him. Maybe it's that I've never heard anybody say a bad word about him. Maybe it's that with gambling, like, you can't tell. Dude's strung out on drugs, you can tell. Dude's strung out on, if he drinks too much, people around him can tell. Gambling, when somebody's a gambling, like, you can't tell. You can't tell. But to go up there on stage and say you've never gambled on sports is a definitive. There is no getting out of that statement. Ever. No getting out of that statement. How we are now and where we are now is you can follow the money. And if somebody knows, you will find out shortly. I believe that. I believe that. Give us your thoughts. At Gottlieb Show on Twitter, at Gottlieb Show on Instagram as well. Like, do you buy the Shohei Ohtani story? Just like in basketball, a successful team starts with the right players. The team at Tractor Supply brings hustle and heart. That's what really sets them apart. So lace up your sneakers and make the winning play by heading on over to your local Tractor Supply store today. Coming up on the Doug Gottlieb Show, we're live at the TireRack.com studios. More on that Shohei Ohtani stuff. Okay, at Gottlieb Show Twitter, at Gottlieb Show Instagram. We'll get everybody's thoughts on it. Plus, one aspect of NFL games is going to look very different this year. What is it? I'll tell you next. But first, hey, you've put off tires long enough. It's time to replace your tires. Tire Rack has the tires that'll elevate your drive. Touring tires for the commuter comfort. Performance tires for sporting handling. All-terrain tires for on and off-the-road adventure. Go to TireRack.com to get started. Not sure where to begin? Use the Tire Decision Guide to get a personalized tire recommendation. The right tires for how, what, and where you drive. Choose from a full line of BF Goodrich tires. Ship fast and free to you or one of over 10,000 recommended installers. Or you can choose the convenience of mobile tire installation. They'll bring new tires to you at your home or office and install them on site. It doesn't get much easier than that. Just go to TireRack.com/sports to see their BF Goodrich test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews. Be sure to check out all of the current special offers. Great tires and a great deal. What more could you ask for? That's TireRack.com/sports. TireRack.com. It's the way tire buying should be.